We're going to look at SQL now, or SQL, some people pronounce it, Structured Query Language. And I'm going to use the countries database. You remember you made this in the first week or two, countries. And this is the countries table. It was a one table database. Now if you see options, enable this content, OK, and it closes anything you've got open. I'm going to do a simple query, just like we were doing before. I'll take all the fields, and I want to find out which ones used the euro. You've done this kind of query before. I'll call the query euro. Let's look at the query again, and let's look at the query design that's up here. So I made this query using Access's query design, but if I want to see what the SQL code would be for that, look at this view button. If you click that, you get some other options, and down here is SQL view. Click that one, and you'll see the SQL codes which Microsoft use. You don't have to do SQL codes this way. Microsoft make it look more complicated than it actually is. So let's look at this code from Microsoft and try and read this SQL code. Then we'll try and do a simple SQL code. You can see there in capitals, select, and it's taking all the field names. So there's country, it takes the name country, country, that's the table, it takes the name region, country, table, it takes the name capital. Now you see country is repeated every time. You don't actually need to do that. But the idea here is select picks the field name from the table. Then down here, from the country table, country database, where, and you don't need all these brackets either. This is another Microsoft thing, where the currency equals euro in inverted commas. I'm going to close this query, and I'm going to create a new one using SQL. To do this, go to Create and Query Design again. Remember, this is 2007. Yours will be over here somewhere. Normal Query Design, add the table and close. Then we can go to the SQL view up here. And this is what you see. So what do we want to select? And all we need to select are the field names, country, region, capital. Population we'll put in square brackets because of the number, currency and language. So we don't have to keep saying they come from the country table. We can say here that they all come from the country table. And then at the end of this code you can see there's a semicolon. It's quite small, but it's not a colon. Colon might cause you problems. It's a semicolon. That tells you you're finished. But we're not finished yet. We have to also type where. And this is the criteria that we're looking for. Currency equals, and we have to put inverted commas, euro, close inverted commas, semicolon at the end. Let's run this. And here's the answer we get. So it's the same answer as before. Let's check our code again in the design view. Design SQL view. So that's all you need to make the code run. You don't need all these extra things that Microsoft puts in for you. That's a simple query. So now try to do some more queries like you did before. You were looking for language equal to German, regions, Spanish speakers. Try these using SQL codes rather than using Access's query.